Hello and welcome to the lesson. Today we'll learn how to insert images into our website and how to properly resize them. I'll also show you some typical image saving mistakes. Let's take a look at the code for inserting images. In this lesson we'll be using a photograph of New York. I'll start by creating the IMG opening tag. The name of the tag is an abbreviation of the word image. The SRC attribute follows, containing the name of the image. I'll type in timesquare.jpg and close the element. Now I'd like to show you something. I'd like to validate the code using the Validate by Direct Input tool. So I'll paste the code into the text area. As you can see, the code is invalid. Over here you can read the error description, which says that the alt attribute is missing. Let's switch back to the code and add the alt attribute. The value is arbitrary but should describe the picture. So I'll just type in Times Square. You might be wondering why the alt attribute is necessary. It's especially important for users who turn off displaying images, possibly due to a slow internet connection. Let's take a look at a website with images turned off. I'll switch to a Wikipedia page about New York. First, I'll show you how it looks with images turned on. This is the setting most users use. Pay special attention to the map over here. Now I'll turn all images off. Notice that although the map has disappeared, I can still see a basic description of the picture content. The description saying Map of United States is the content of the alt attribute. This element is useful particularly for users with visual impairments who use screen readers. Screen readers are capable of reading and playing the content of alt attributes. Thanks to this, these users can get an idea of what's in the picture. The alt attribute is also important when it comes to search engines, because they use this attribute while creating index of images. Of course, using the alt attribute doesn't assure you the first position in search results. Modern search engines use quite sophisticated search algorithms, and by providing quality data, you certainly raise the chances of a better position. I'll switch back to the code editor because I'd like to explain one thing people often ask about. What is the purpose of the slash over here at the end of the tag? It's because every tag under XHTML has to be closed. The code seen here is the equivalent of a syntax where I'll delete the slash and add a classic IMG closing tag. However, this longer syntax is not used very often. I'll add the slash again and show you the result in a browser. Now I'm going to tell you something about image height and width. If we don't specify these properties, the browser will use the actual dimensions of the image. Because my picture is too big, I'd like to resize it. I'll add the width attribute and set the value to 400 pixels. Next, I'll add the height attribute and set the value to 300 pixels. As you can see, the image got smaller after I refreshed the browser. However, we've just made a serious mistake. Because this mistake frequently occurs, I'll explain it to you. At first glance, these two pictures look the same, and you probably can't tell the difference between them. However, there is a huge difference in their size. The picture on the left has 2 megabytes, whereas the one on the right has only 80 kilobytes. The mistake we made was that we didn't resize the picture and placed it on the web right from our camera. I'll switch to Photoshop and use the Image Size tool to resize our photo. This can be done with almost any photo editing software. Now the picture dimensions are correct. Remember to always resize your pictures before inserting them in your website. Now I'll show you one more typical mistake. Users often use a local address inside the SRC attribute to link to images. To show you an example, I'll copy this code and set the value of the SRC attribute to a local path. The keyword file tells the browser to search for the file on a local hard drive. I'll switch to the browser, and as you can see, both pictures displayed correctly. However, what will happen when I upload the file to a remote server? Visitors won't be able to see the picture on the right. That picture is saved on my hard drive and can't be accessed from the internet. Because of that, it's a good idea to also test your websites on other computers to avoid similar problems. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll look forward to seeing you the next time.